In this lesson, we're going to be making our own NPM package. This will let us put some of our hooks inside of it, and we could use it later on in any application we build. This is extra exciting if you've never used NPM before, or you've never published your own package. So let's get started by making a new folder. I encourage you to make this in some sort of projects directory on your computer. For now, I'm going to make it inside of the React course GitHub reference repository. Let's call it Ultimate Hooks. You're going to need to name yours something different if you're going to publish it, because after I do this video, this name will be taken. So now let's open up our terminal and let's go into that folder. So I'll cd into Ultimate Hooks, and I'll need to run npm init. So see, the package name is Ultimate Hooks. We want to keep that. Yours will need to be different. And then we'll give it a version of 001. We'll leave the description blank. The entry point, let's say index.js, that's fine. No test command, no git repository. You can put some keywords if you want, but I'm going to leave that blank as well. And then for the author, I'm going to put my name. License, we don't really care, but you could put whatever license you want. And then is it okay? Yes, it's okay. So now what that did for us is that made a package.json file for us. So we can come in here and see how basic this is. All this is doing is naming it Ultimate Hooks, giving it a version, and then we're saying, hey, look for our code inside of index.js. So let's make a new file and call it index.js. Inside of here is going to be all of our hook code, and we'll cover that in our next video. Now that our package is set up, let's copy over some of our hooks. So let's go into our course folder. Let's go into one of these folders. Let's grab use network. So we'll copy this, and then we'll put it inside of our index.js. Let's also come over here and grab use storage. You can grab some other ones if you'd like, but we're just going to stick with these two for the purposes of this tutorial. That one needs use state and use effects, so does the other one, so we can remove that import. And then let's hit save. Okay, so there's one thing to note. This NPM package is only going to work in modern browsers that support ES6, which is really any browser that's come out in the past 5 years. So there's not too much to worry about for that. But in terms of using this backwards compatible with something like IE11, there'd be a little more setup involved. You'd need to use something like Webpack or Rollup, but we can actually skip that for the purposes of this tutorial and for any browser that would use modern JavaScript. So now that we have our code here, inside of here, we just need to run npm publish. If it's the very first time and you don't have an NPM account, it will ask you to log in, and you'll need to go to npmjs.com and sign up first. But just like that, since I am logged in, it published the package. So now let's actually use it. Let's go back into our course folder, and then let's do npm install Ultimate Hooks. Once that's complete, you'll need to restart your course. And while that's taking place, we can go in here. Let's look at the use storage one. So use storage has a count and set count. That's using 07 use storage. So let's go to our index. Let's import app from 07 use storage. Once that's done reloading, you should see the current count is, and it's counting up. Let's go back into that folder now, into use storage. And instead of importing use storage from here, we can import it from Ultimate Hooks. And again, if you're very new to NPM, the reason this works is because Ultimate Hooks, it's a JavaScript package that points to its index.js. And inside of our index.js and Ultimate Hooks, you can see down here is this code, and we're exporting use network and we're exporting use storage. Since we're doing that, we can import it just like this using ES modules. And if we hit save, let's see if it all works just as we expect. And you'll see now that everything works the same. In case you think I'm lying or pulling a fast one on you, I can just delete all this code right here and everything still works. You'll see it's not even being referenced anymore. So just like that, we made an NPM package, and now any of our applications that we work on in the future can use this use storage hook. Sharing hooks is a very easy process using NPM. Now let's use our use network that we added as well. So let's come into our use network. And we'll notice use picture uses that one. So we will change that to use it from Ultimate Hooks. And then again, I can delete use network. And then I just need to go into our root index.js again and use the lesson 6 code. So let's do 06 use network. And you'll see it works. Let's do one more example just to show how powerful this is. Let's copy this code right here. Let's cancel this. Let's go back to our main React course folder. And let's make a new React app and install it there. I'll call it test project. Once that's complete, let's go into our test project folder. Create React app uses yarn by default. Instead of saying npm install, I'll need to do yarn add ultimate hooks. Once that is complete, let's do npm start. Let's go inside of our test project. Let's open up the app.js that Create React App starts us with. And then let's paste in that code that we had before. And let's delete the rest. So let's hit save. And then it's going to complain, use storage is undefined. We just need to auto import it, and it tried to import it from the ultimate hooks folder, but instead we'll import it from the npm package. And you'll see again the count is 12. The reason why the count stayed the same is because it's using local storage and we're still on the same domain, localhost 3000. But it works just like we expected. We created a brand new application, we installed our ultimate hooks package, and we're able to use our hook in any package we wish. So I hope this was a fun little exercise for you. You can see that if you're using modern browsers only and you're not using JSX, you can pretty much just publish your packages verbatim. You don't need to do any sort of transpiling. Sometimes when you're using JavaScript, you need to transform your code to support every type of environment. If it's IE11, transforming JSX, using some sort of future syntax that doesn't exist in modern browsers yet. But in our case, again, our hooks are just plain JavaScript. They work in all modern browsers that have been around in the past 5 years. So it is practical doing what we just did.